If there is one element that can make or break the power of a habit, it's emotion. The force behind every action you take, especially the ones that last, is not logic or reason, it's emotion. You can know what to do. You can even understand why it's good for you, but unless that habit is linked to a strong enough feeling, either pain or pleasure, it will always remain optional, and optional habits don't change lives. It's the emotionally charged habits, the ones you feel in your body and your soul, that become the unshakable pillars of transformation. This is where most people get stuck. They try to install new habits using willpower alone. They make a to-do list, set reminders, write goals, and hope that discipline will carry them through. But willpower is limited. It fades under pressure, under stress, under exhaustion. What never fades, however, is emotion. Emotion fuels consistency. When a habit becomes tied to something that matters deeply, something you cannot ignore, run from, or suppress, it becomes non-negotiable. It becomes who you are. Think about a moment in your life when something changed instantly. Maybe you decided never to tolerate disrespect again. Maybe you promised yourself you'd take care of your health. Maybe you walked away from a job, a person, a pattern. That moment didn't come from a spreadsheet. It came from emotion. You felt something deeply: disgust, heartbreak, rage, clarity, inspiration. And that emotional surge created a line in the sand. You knew, I will never go back. That kind of emotional leverage is what makes habits stick. When creating a new habit, the most important question you can ask is, why must this become part of my life? Not just a casual why, a powerful, emotional why. Maybe it's the pain of watching your potential waste away. Maybe it's the vision of becoming someone your future children admire. Maybe it's the fear of becoming like someone you swore you'd never become. Or maybe it's the raw hunger to break free from the version of yourself that you know no longer serves you. Whatever it is, it must move you. It must live in your gut, not just your mind. This emotional connection creates what's called emotional anchoring. When you link a habit to an intense emotional experience, your brain starts to associate that behavior with meaning. It becomes more than just something to check off a list. It becomes a lifeline, a ritual of power, something sacred. That's when habits shift from being a task to being a transformation. Let's say your new habit is journaling every night. On its own, that might seem small, but if you tie that habit to emotional clarity, to the feeling of finally processing your life instead of being drowned by it, suddenly it becomes essential. Or imagine you want to start walking for 20 minutes each morning. If that's just about steps, you'll find excuses. But if it becomes about escaping the mental fog that's been haunting you, about feeling alive again, about taking back control of your body and mind, now you'll fight for that walk. You'll protect it. Emotion also gives you something willpower cannot: resilience. There will be days when you're tired, uninspired, frustrated. That's inevitable. But when your habit is tied to something you feel on a visceral level, quitting doesn't feel like an option. You might pause, you might fall behind, but you come back. Not because of discipline alone, but because you feel the cost of not showing up. You remember what's at stake. You remember who you said you wanted to become. And that memory reactivates your fire. Another powerful way to strengthen the emotional bond to your habit is through visualization. Don't just practice the habit. Feel it. Visualize the outcome. Imagine the energy, the pride, the strength, the peace that this habit will bring into your life if you commit to it. See the future version of you walking with confidence, speaking with clarity, living without the weight you carry today. That visualization, when charged with emotion, acts like a magnet pulling you forward. It reminds you of the purpose behind the process. Also, don't underestimate the power of negative emotion. Pain is a motivator just as much as pleasure is. If you've had enough of the loneliness, the weakness, the shame, the regret, then use that. Let that pain become your fuel. Say to yourself, never again. Burn the bridges to your old patterns and commit to the habit that will carry you toward a life you actually respect. Pain can either break you or build you. It all depends on what you do with it. And when you celebrate small wins, celebrate with emotion too. Don't just tick off a box. Feel the pride. Let it sink in. Allow your nervous system to register the progress. When your mind and body start to feel the reward of the habit, you're creating a powerful feedback loop. That loop reinforces the habit not just mentally but emotionally. You begin to crave the feeling of progress, and once that happens, the habit begins to sustain itself. It's not about becoming robotic. It's about becoming emotionally aligned with your future. When your feelings are aligned with your actions, you don't need to force it. You're pulled toward the behavior instead of pushing yourself through it. That's how consistency becomes effortless, when it's emotionally driven rather than logically managed. So ask yourself, what habit do you want to build? And more importantly, what emotion will drive it? What are you no longer willing to feel? What are you desperate to experience? Let those answers burn inside you. Let them live in your thoughts, your heart, your breath. And then build a habit that honors those emotions every single day. In the end, success is not about how hard you work, it's about how deeply you feel. When your habit is rooted in emotion, it becomes unshakable. It becomes a part of you, and it's that emotional foundation that turns small daily actions into lifelong transformation.